Hey there, it's Simone. Today I want to share another Journal with Me video in my Hobonichi Weeks, and I am really far behind, which I'm telling myself, and I'm also repeating all the time on the videos that I'm sharing. Isn't really a big deal because I have been journaling a lot in my planner, which is this book notebook that you see right next to the Hobonichi Weeks. Um, and I have started doing this since the pandemic started. Right now I'm not working. The Hobonichi Weeks didn't have enough room for everything that I wanted to write down, and so this became a new routine that I have added to my planning, which means that I usually tried to journal in my Hobonichi Weeks almost daily or every third day, so as to not to forget what the highlights of each day were. Now I have all my highlights in my planner and I can just transfer them over. This was not my intended use for the Hobonichi Weeks. I didn't want to replicate the same information, but this is what happened, and I'm totally fine with doing this like that for now. It's a creative outlet, and it is still serving as that purpose. I absolutely enjoy using watercolors and creating these collage style elements, mostly on the right side of the page, and then adding in stickers and other ephemera throughout the pages. I had fallen into kind of a slump or created myself a hurdle going back into the Hobonichi Weeks when I used colored fountain pen inks, and I had built up this huge hurdle in my mind because I was so afraid going back in there because I thought it looked so hideous. But when I actually opened the Hobonichi Weeks, it wasn't as bad as I had built it up in my mind. And that's why I have been trying to omit exactly that. It doesn't really matter that I'm not caught up, but I don't want to lose the connection to this planner. And so for the past 2 weeks, I have tried to make it a point to use the Hobonichi Weeks on a daily basis. Not really for a long time, 10 minutes, totally fine. But just so that I wouldn't build up this huge wall inside my mind, telling me that I am too far behind, that it doesn't look good. By just opening it up every day and seeing for myself that it's not the case. And by doing something small every day, like watercoloring the words, creating a collage, adding some stickers, writing in 2 or 3 days, and then coming back the next day, adding the Thursday 3. I would eventually catch up. However, that went well for 1.5 weeks, and then for some reason I stopped that as well. So this is what I did when I sat down last Saturday, and I'm just getting around to voicing this video over just now, a week later, and I haven't worked in it again for the past week. Here in this, I really loved the color scheme that I had created with the collage element on the right side. I had used washi tape from London Gifties, and then Job from Job's Journal had, I guess it's still up on his website, a free printable. And I used the coffee cup from there, and then I added some orange flowers, and those collages never make sense. I just like to arrange things on the page in a pleasing way, to my eye at least. I also love to add different textures, like the watercolor, the collages on the right side of the paper, but I also like adding stickers. And another thing that I really love to add is stamped out images that I have stamped out on another paper. I really like it's super thin and flat, but it adds this textural feel to the page that you just can't get by writing on the page. And yeah, so I used it's a lined binder paper that I used to stamp it out, and I cut it out and glued it in there, and that's it. And I guess it was in the beginning of the year or sometime in the when I started all of this. Um, I went through my box of papers, different collage papers that I collected over the years, and just pulled out different colored papers and stamped on there. And I have them in a box, and I can just grab them whenever I want. And I absolutely love Brandy Kincaid. She has lots of stamp sets I had acquired throughout the years. Yeah, years already. Oh my gosh, time flies by so fast. Um, and I really love her whimsical style. It just speaks to me, and so I often use her stamps and stamp them out multiple times so that I can use them everywhere. Yeah, and then as you can see, I have in my planner, I write a lot right now. Um, Maybe that's just my way of coping with this pandemic, of making myself feel useful. It's really tiny things. We don't do a lot. We survive and try not to go insane. And that's it. Yeah, so maybe the detailed recollection of each day is just helping me to cope with all of this. But these many details won't fit into the Hobonichi Weeks. And I actually don't really think they need to be in there. And so I just pick one or two words or write a tiny bullet point into my Hobonichi Weeks, summarizing what I have actually written in my planner. And right now, it doesn't really concern me if one of those will survive until posterity or not. If the tiny information of the Hobonichi Weeks is all that is left, it will still fill me in on what I experienced during that time. Especially these Thursday 3 snippets, I feel like I'm really trying to be very honest with my feelings for myself. I started thinking about the reason why I actually share it on Instagram, because it's so personal. And I think once I'm done with I started posting Thursday threes last July. So when I'm done with a year of Thursday 3, maybe I will stop posting them to Instagram. Who knows? And then just write them in here. But then I'm actually afraid that the pressure or the routine that I have established will fade away and I will forget. It's a really, for me, it's a very meaningful way to reflect on my feelings and emotions. How am I doing actually? Am I just coping? Is everything really bad and I'm just smiling, or is it really good? And I really try to sum it up in three facts. Emotional facts, who knows? Is that such a thing? An emotional fact? 3 things that are true to my emotional state of mind. And then I post them to Instagram with a selfie, and then I copy them in here. And since they are on Instagram, I can just open up Instagram and copy them on the page. It doesn't really matter to me if the rest of the page is filled. I was very I tried to do that in the beginning, but then I'm trying to let go of all of those expectations that I have of myself, those pressure boxes that I put myself inside. Wow, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Until then, bye.